Everything in this video is my opinion, informed from discussion through threads and videos, or directly discussing with other players, and by my own play. Alright guys, Overwatch has been released now, and as you can probably guess, I've been marathoning it. Not much has changed from the open beta, if anything, so for better or for worse, this is what we've got. All heroes are viable, but support is still a little uneven, and some other characters are a wee bit too strong. Lucio is still my favourite hero, so I'll be focusing on his play and reference other characters in relation to that. You should already know what Lucio's abilities do, as this is not a beginner's tutorial, and hopefully you'll have seen my open beta guide. Not a lot has changed, but I'll be going into much more detail as the game is actually out now. If I repeat some things, bear with me, there will be a lot of new stuff, and I'll clarify on a few points. Oh, and just to make it clear right now, I play Lucio differently than most people. I don't hide back and play like a scared child. I get up in people's faces and annoy them. Sometimes spamming voice lines like, hit me, or why are you so angry? Lucio is the most versatile support at the moment, closely followed by Mercy, then Symmetra, and Zenyatta's a little way behind. Lucio's fantastic at attacking and defending roles, he can push objectives aggressively, and he can contest alone for a very long time, though of course he's most effective with mass team support. This is due to his moderate self-healing in Yellow Song, and unbelievable evasiveness in general, very much helped by his wall ride passive. A lot of people seem to misunderstand his passive as simply a way to get around and across gaps, etc., but in reality it's a lot better than that. For example, you can use it to ride pillars and contest objectives up out of harm's way. A great example would be the objective in Li Jiang's Tower Garden map, which has a central pillar inside the objective, like in a building there. You'll be contesting and holding the point the entire time you're on that pillar, as well as healing all of your team that are inside that building. You are very hard to spot unless people come in through the windows on either side. Reapers like to do that a lot. They teleport from spawn to get in quickly, and the easiest way to deal with them is to just right click on them to push them back out into the pit. You can also wall ride in objectives with walls, such as the Nepal map Sanctum. If you hop off of the wall a little, you'll be contesting the objective below, while healing all teammates in the open room. This has the added benefit of enabling you to drop down and blast enemies off who stray too close to the edge, before climbing back up your wall. For payloads, it's a little more difficult, but much more fun. I tend to hop over and around the payload constantly when attacking and defending, which makes you incredibly difficult to hit. Reinhardt's, Junkrats, and Pharah's are all still pretty good at knocking you back, but may completely shut you down, so keep an eye out for them. When you're hopping around, spray and knock back anyone who contests it to help keep them focused on you, so your team can pick them off. Like I said in the other video, even alone, a decent Lucio can hold an entire team off the payload pretty much forever, unless they're really good, or are playing 6 Mays or Reinhardts. Fuck that. Now for some general shit. So, as I didn't really talk too much about it in the last video, here's how I deal with every character. McCree, don't engage up close alone. Pull back near teammates and snipe at him. His kill any character buttons are far too strong, please nerf. Make it a flash or a snare or something that actually allows counterplay, not a full stun. And hide if he quotes the timing correctly. Other Lucios are easy because they're all shit, at least in Europe. Just spray into their path and knock back as often as possible, preferably towards your teammates and away from theirs, or off ledges. Bastion's just snipe at him and stay out of his line of sight. Other than that, stay away. Run from his ult and laugh at his life. Soldier 76 isn't too bad unless he ults, as we can't dodge that shit. Basically just spray into his path and knock him out of his heal if you can, and away from his team. Symmetra turrets are usually really close together, so a single right click will destroy any that are right in front of you. Remember that, it's pretty useful. Stay at a reasonable distance or snipe her from up on walls to avoid her insanely powerful gun.
Jim incoming.
Winston's bad news. Knock him away or out of his bubble and shoot from walls. His lightning is pretty fucking deadly for us, and it's really hard to dodge. Reinhardt is a fucking prick. Spray at any and every shield he raises to keep him looking at you and slowly weaken it. This helps out your team a lot. If he's close, get up high and hide, because he'll hit you with left clicks from miles away because he's a fucking hacker. Hanzo will kill you a lot with lucky shots, so don't let it get you down. Just remember that everyone who picks him is lonely and will die alone. Snipe at him to harass and get up in his face. He likes to stand near edges too, so just give him a push. He'd probably jump if you asked him nicely enough though. Zenyatta can be tricky. When you get discorded, try and hide to drop it since it's line of sight dependent. Snipe at him as he literally has a pathetic amount of health and will likely die from a near miss. Reaper is incredibly difficult to play, and so of course, he's really tough to fight. If he starts spinning, either line of sight him or preferably, spray at his disgusting face. Mercy is annoying but ultimately inferior to you, so just point and click and she'll die. D.Va's my favourite. She's just a bundle of fun. She's so slow when she's shooting that I just generally jump around her and spray into a robot at point blank range. Most seem unable to track me as I bounce around them, so they do minimal damage. Knock them away if they actually do start hitting you and line of sight their ult. You don't need to run from it. Though if you're out in the open, swap to green and burst away to live. Torbjorn isn't real, so don't worry about him. Though if you do see his turrets around, spray at them. Just limit your exposure as they can do a lot of damage. Widow is usually played by people who work for Polygon, so she can't do shit to you. If by some miracle the person playing actually has two hands, then line of sight her and try not to jump over payloads or up too high if she's present. They usually still miss their first shot, so take that as a warning. Tracer is a cancerous tumour on the back of Overwatch, weighing it down, and you'll probably be against 3 or 4 of them a match. Spray, knock back, dodge their explosives, don't get too close, basic shit. You won't be able to actually hit an airborne Pharah consistently, so like, hide from her until she lands, I guess? Zarya is easy, just don't shoot at her bubbles. Knock her back when you can while evading. Roadhog can be hard. Sometimes he'll kill you outright when he grabs you. Pretty sure it's just lag that lets you knock him away before he does that, so try and do that and hopefully he won't be a problem. Junkrat jumps around a lot too, so spray in his path and climb the fuck to avoid his ult. That shit's horrible. Genji can reflect your attacks, so stop if he makes the noise. He's also about as evasive as you are, so spray wildly at him and hopefully you'll hit him. I don't want to talk about Mei. Okay, now that that's done, time for some basic shit. Ults are pretty much fine whenever, you get them quickly enough, though ideally use it when you push or to counter a push and you're golden. Always contest payloads. Only contest static objectives alone if it's at 99%. Instead, wait for a group to push and reclaim it. Speed boost to start every round when the door is like half open, so you have it back in time to heal as soon as possible. Lucio and any other support are a good match if you have a decent comp otherwise. I'd personally recommend a Mercy or Symmetra though, as they add a lot of utility to your team regardless of map and whether you're attacking or defending. So there we go, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much else to say other than what the fuck happened to this channel. I made it to post one video that was a sarcastic, unstructured mess using a Poundland microphone in my shed and Tesco editing software, then posted it half as a joke for me and my mates. I meant everything I said in it, but fuck me did a lot of people see it. Cheers, I guess. Feel free to call me a cunt or whatever in the comments, I practically get off on that shit, and also any criticism and discussion, etc. Now fuck off and carry your team as aggressive Lucios. Oh, by the way, don't tell anyone, but having 2 Lucios in quick play is overpowered. It's a secret. Kind of irrelevant, but I have a second channel where I post music. It's all terrible, deliberate shitposting music, where I mash up songs, usually with Gangnam Style, etc. In the unlikely occasion that anyone who made it this far in my video is interested in that, here's a link. Otherwise, feel free to ignore it. Go away.